Hello, everybody, and welcome to Written in Blood. My name is John, and okay, I'm doing part 25 of my horror movie collection, mainly because A, right now I'm in the middle of reading a book, so I don't have a review to do, and B, because if I don't do something, I am going to go crazy. And also the fact is, and this is a little bit of a rant, so I'm sorry about this before I get underway with the movies. My neighbor about three doors down is having a party. Amongst all this, when we're supposed to practice social distancing, keep ourselves kind of self-quarantined and everything, he is having a party, and I am hearing the same bass line or whatever it is you want to call it constantly, and it's been playing for the last, 30 minutes or so. So, yeah, it's like a freaking in my head. Da-don't. Okay, so if I don't do something like make a video or something like that, I'm going to go freaking crazy. And next thing you know, you're going to see my mugshot in a paper, a newspaper, or something like that, because I'm going to get myself arrested if I don't behave. Because this idiot is driving me nuts. So, yeah, so that's it. Yeah, my neighbor is driving me freaking nuts, so I've got to make a video or else... yeah, not good. So part 25 of my horror movie collection. So yeah, I got original films, I got sequels, and I don't know if I have any remakes in this. Actually, I do. I have remakes in this too also. So let's get underway. First of all, if you love giant alligator movies like I do, I'm a sucker for them. I love the original Alligator. What was that one? Rogue. It was there was an Australian film called Rogue, which is freaking excellent. So if you're a sucker for giant alligator movies and you haven't seen Lake Placid, like, what are you waiting on? Seriously, this is such an awesome movie. I am not sure where that shadow is coming from. I have no idea. Is it from my chair? I don't know, but it's right on the thing. That's very annoying. Plus the light is not doing too well either. Anyway, this is Lake Placid. If you haven't seen Lake Placid, you've got to see Lake Placid. If not for the alligator, see it for Betty White, okay? I mean, she is freaking awesome in this movie. But anyway, it's about a giant alligator that is loose in Lake Placid. That's all you need to know. Stars Bill Pullman, Betty White, Bridget Fonda, Oliver Platt, Brendan Gleeson, I believe in it. Yeah, you got to see Lake Placid. So, yeah, that's the first one, all right? I'm going to send them over here, so I'm going to stretch a little bit. And then there's also Lake Placid 2, which I can't say much about it because I don't know if I've actually seen it. Actually, yes, I have, because I remember it has John Schneider, who played Clark Kent's dad in Smallville, and of course was Bo Duke. So yeah, and on the Dukes of Hazzard, the original series, not the movie. So anyway, yeah, Lake Placid 2, I don't remember much about it. Let's see if we got anything to see here. Wow. Cold-blooded terror awaits just below the surface of this fast-paced and funny action thriller that delivers twice the jolt, scares, and bite of the original. I disagree, but anyway, hey. Suspecting that another giant croc has begun to wreak havoc on the populace, Lake Placid's easygoing sheriff, James Riley, played by John Schneider, and a beautiful fish and wildlife agent, played by Sarah LaFleur, don't know who that is, must form an uneasy alliance with a cocky big game hunter, Sam McMurray, again, no idea who that is, and his guide, Joe Holt, once again, to capture the beast. Meanwhile, Riley's rebellious young son, Chad Collins, played by Chad Collins, no idea again. Yeah, these are all B, maybe C movie list actors, except maybe for, John Schneider too, anyway. And then we got, but only crazy croc-loving Sadie, Cloris Leachman, knows that these predators have multiplied. So Cloris Leachman is taking over the Betty White part. I'm sorry, give me Betty White, okay? Because she's awesome, just awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Cloris Leachman, but Betty White, come on. Anyway, Lake Placid 2. Again, I apologize for the shadow. I'm not sure where it's coming from. So, yeah. And if there's a Lake Placid 1 and a Lake Placid 2, there is definitely a Lake Placid 3, and this has got to be one of the absolute worst covers I have ever seen. First of all, the alligator leg doesn't look like it's in place with the rest of the alligator. This looks copied and pasted inside the alligator's mouth. This is bad. I don't even know if I've seen this one. Who is in this? Who's in there? I have no idea. Who is it? Colin Ferguson. Why does that name sound familiar? Oh, wait. No, that's Craig Ferguson. Okay. Anyway, same crap, different, or same alligator, bigger crap. Okay. I mean, Lake Placid 1, awesome, loved it. Lake Placid 2, okay, anyway. And then Lake Placid 3, yeah, same alligator, bigger crap. All right. Okay, next up. Now this one's kind of I got two here that are found footage. I think this is a found footage kind of. I've seen this one time. I don't remember much about it, but it's supposed to be pretty frightening, pretty scary. I'm sorry, I didn't find it scary at all. Okay, this is the last broadcast. I mean, I guess it's scary with the guy with the cellophane or saran wrap wrapped around his head. I mean, that's kind of creepy. Let's see what this says here. The last broadcast, ambition, obsession, madness, damnation, and death. And that's just the beginning of the last broadcast, it says. On December 15th, 1995, a four-man team from the cable access program Fact or Fiction braved the desolate New Jersey Pine Barrens, determined to deliver a live broadcast of the legendary monster, the Jersey Devil. Only one came out alive. It took the police 2 days to find the remains of two torn and battered bodies. The third was never found. It took the coroner 4 days to put the pieces back together. It took the jury 90 minutes to sentence the lone survivor to life in prison. 1 year later, filmmaker David Lee decided to mount his own investigation, convinced that the man convicted of these terrible crimes was innocent. Lee proposes the murders were committed by someone or something else. Could the Jersey Devil still haunt the Barrens? Often imitated, the Blair Witch Project debuted a year later, but the Blair Witch Project was a better movie, personally, in my opinion. But rarely celebrated or seen, the last broadcast is many things: an inventive internet-era mystery, an atmospheric horror film, a clever mockumentary satirizing reality TV creators, parasites and sycophants. And I know you guys know what a sycophant is because you all read, you're well read or whatever. This is also a book channel, so hey. Let's see. It unreels as a documentary comprised of interviews and found footage shot by those who were savagely murdered in the dead of night. Okay, yeah, so yeah, this is the last broadcast. Maybe I need to rewatch it. It sounds like a really awesome movie, but I don't remember being scared by it, okay? So yeah. And another found footage. I think this is the only other found footage I've got, and I've got the sequel to it also. And I really enjoyed this movie. It is atmospherically creepy. I mean, there's not it's not like there is a supernatural element to it, of course. I'm talking about The Last Exorcism. And this is about a guy played Cotton Marcus. He's the Reverend Cotton Marcus. And he's been a reverend since he was a little kid. He was giving sermons since he was a little kid. His dad's been performing exorcisms. I think he's been performing exorcism. The only thing is, he doesn't believe a word of it. Not a single word of it. All right. So what he does is he basically picks out a letter, and I think he's basically trying to restore his faith. So he gets the letter from this guy. He's just this poor, simple farmer living on this farm, I think in Louisiana. And the guy believes his daughter is possessed. So Cotton takes a film crew, and he basically wants to film the exorcism. And, of course, the whole thing, he's doing a complete sham. But then the tables get turned, and it turns out that this girl may actually be possessed. Like I said, it's a pretty creepy film. Stars Patrick Fabian. If you watch Better Call Saul, he's the, what's the guy's name? Hamlin McGill. He's Hamlin, I believe, of the lawyers. Real charismatic looking guy. I mean, he literally looks like he could be a TV evangelist. Okay, he's really good in this. The girl, the supposedly possessed girl, Ashley Bell. She's great. I think this is the first time that I saw Caleb Landry Jones. Also, he's pretty good too. He's kind of a rude kid, but he's pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, The Last Exorcism, pretty good movie. I loved it. I really did. I loved it. I like found footage. Okay, I may actually do a top 10 found footage movies. In my opinion. All right. And then there is The Last Exorcism Part 2. I've got this one on Blu-ray. I can't say very much good about it. It was a cash grab. Okay, It was one of those films that's like, okay, the first movie was pretty successful. Let's make a second one. I don't even think the original director, Daniel Stamm, he's not even directing it. It's directed by Ed Gass Donnelly. No idea who that is. But yeah, it's nowhere near as good. Now, it does have Ashley Bell also in it again. See Julia Garner from Ozark. She's in it. Spencer Treat Clark from... what's his name? From Unbreakable and Glass. He played Bruce Willis's son. I think he was also in the remake of Last House on the Left, which I've also got that too. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, it's not anywhere near as good. So Last Exorcism Part 2. And I hate that cover. That pink has got to go. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I like pink, but not for that cover. Good God. It looks like somebody threw a Pepto-Bismol all over the damn place. Good grief. Let's see. Is this the... Okay, I got to go with the original first. So, this is one of those movies that you could almost count it as found footage, but it's not. It's just so freaking gritty and grimy, and it's terrifying. This is one of Wes Craven's very early movies. Was this his first movie? I can't remember. I'm talking about Last House on the Left. Was this his first movie? Was it? I'm not sure, but it is absolutely terrifying. It's about these two girls that they decide, I think they want to go to a concert or something like that. And anyway, they run afoul of this group, and they are raped and murdered. I think they're raped and murdered. But anyway, the people that do it to them end up in the house of one of the girls. And then all of a sudden, the parents realize that these guys are the ones that killed their kids, their kid. So they react or enact this pretty gruesome freaking revenge on them. You know, I may not be doing it justice. I'll read the synopsis. Yeah, here we go. On their way to a rock concert, two teenagers, Sandra Castle and Lucy Grantham, the actresses, are kidnapped by a gang of escaped convicts. Although they put up the fight of their lives, the girls are drugged, tossed in a car trunk, and driven into the woods by the savage, murderous gang, only to wake up to a horror they could not have imagined. Filled with shocks, twists, turns, and action, this knuckle-whitening film never lets us out from under almost unbearable dramatic tension. And that was quoted by Roger Ebert, who actually liked this film, if I do recall. So yeah, that's The Last House on the Left. Absolute classic Wes Craven movie. All right? Okay, and there's the remake of Last House on the Left. Now, who is in this version? Who directed this? Dennis Iliadis. I have no idea who that is. Let's see who's in this one. Monica Potter, Garrett Dillahunt, Spencer Treat Clark once again, Martha McIsaac, and Sarah Paxton. I believe those are the two girls that are attacked. And if you look, there is I believe a pre-Breaking Bad Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman himself, on the cover. So he is one of the bad guys. So let's see who else. Yeah, anyway, who else? Tony Goldwyn is in this. Yeah. So anyway, it's like I said, the remake. So pretty much the same thing as the original film. This one's creepy. Really creepy film. This is one of those that I heard a lot of good things about, and I'm glad I picked it up, and that is Last Shift. And that creepy cover. I need to dust my movies because they're kind of dusty. Rookie police officer Jessica Lauren, Juliana Harkavy, The Walking Dead, has been assigned the last shift at a closing police station and must wait for a hazmat crew to collect biomedical evidence. Ordered not to leave the station under any circumstance, Jessica comes to learn that it's more than just an outdated station. It's home to the ultimate embodiment of evil and his devoted, bloodthirsty followers. Jessica is left to fend for herself in the devil's playground. Yeah, this is a pretty creepy one. You know, I give it a B+. Actually, A- to a B. Or A- to a B+. Yeah, I said it's a pretty creepy little movie. Pretty atmospheric. So yeah, Last Shift. And last but not least, we have Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Was this one any good? Yeah, it was okay. My favorite is always going to be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I will say this. The remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one with Jessica Biel, really excellent remake. But this is, well, we're not talking about that here. We're talking about this. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. All right. Who's in this one? Kate Hodge, don't know her. Ken Foray from Dawn of the Dead. Tom Hudson. Viggo Mortensen. Yes. Viggo Mortensen. History of Violence. He played, oh God, what was the king's name? What was I can't remember his name in The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so yeah, and this is directed by Jeff Burr. I have no idea who that is. You know, pretty gory, but still to me, one of the lesser efforts of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. Did I say Chainsaw? I think I did. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's gonna do it for part 25. The drum beat or the bass beat or whatever is going on with my neighbor, it's toned down just a little bit, not too much, so I feel less like doing bad things to him or things like, or to his sound system or something like that. I'm not quite as crazy, driven quite as crazy, but I still think it's stupid to have a party with all this stuff going on. Yes, I know you're bored, I know, but if you have everybody at your house and then those people go out, if they're infected, they're going to infect other people. So, think, all right? Anyway, this is part 25 of my horror movie collection. Thank you for listening. Especially thank you for listening to me rant. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, unless you absolutely have to go out. Bye.